Welcome to another episode of Coder Conversations. It's Kevin.
This is TC.
Man, how's it been going, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I can't complain. How you been doing?
Oh man, just been busy with work, man. Have a lot on my plate, but it's
Yeah.
better to be busy than not to be busy.
Then not busy. Yeah, same here. Same here. Uh we've been I don't want to call it crunch time, but we just kind of have like a release that needs to go out soon. And so just doing a lot of work on that and doing a lot of planning for future releases. I don't know how things are at your company, but this one guy just loves making diagrams at work. Like, and I didn't get the point at
Hmm.
first, but now after like the fourth or fifth one, I'm starting to see the benefit of like mapping out the app or mapping out what we're gonna build like way in advance. So
Yeah,
it helps you like think of all those weird edge cases. Have you ever done that before?
I have to do a little bit of diagramming at my last job, not so much this one. Uh,
Yeah.
it's not my favorite thing to do, but as you start moving up to like architect and stuff, that's pretty much all they. Well, not all they do, but a lot of what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice. I see the benefit now. It helps me personally like come up with tickets and make sure that I'm on the right path, because without it I could just every week it's like, okay, what do I do now? Okay, what do I do now?
Are they making you like write the stories and all of that stuff?
Yeah, so when it comes to like certain architectural tickets, I'll work with the like I'm the dev lead, and the other guy I work with is the tech lead. And so he more so architects and maps out the app, and then I'm more of a, like he calls it, like the gatekeeper, like when it comes to code review, writing stories, describing stories, and so yes, some of my tasks I actually have to like write out certain stories, like tech debt stories and
Mhm.
refactoring stuff, um which I don't mind like it like one thing I like about this job is that I know where I'm going. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's not like I don't wake up wondering what am I going to do today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like a clear game plan of like we're gonna do A, B, and C in this time frame.
Yep. Yep. And it's months down the line. It's not like uh maybe like a, I don't want to say like everything's planned out, but it's more of like, okay, by April we have to have this project finished, and then here's the work we have to do until then, and then we
Right.
sort of divide that up into sprints and stuff like that. It's nice. It's nice. I like the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like you're learning a lot at that job, man.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of meetings, a lot of talking, um, a lot of branching out, like like being more social
Hmm.
than I used to be. Um, I know, and I'm noticing that like some devs just kind of want to get into the workforce and just write code, and get paid the big bucks. But
Yeah.
there's so much more to it than that. Like there's so much more to working a job in this field.
Yeah. There's the architect, all of these other layers that
Yeah,
you're reaching out to people, coordinating.
yeah.
It's like a completely different skill set than just like hiding away and coding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been pretty interesting today, man. There was actually like a tornado in the area.
Really?
But it's more like more south of DFW, but we all had to go down to the first floor of the building and kind of get in the middle of the hallway.
Oh, at work?
Yeah, at work, it happened
Really?
around 8 or 9 in the morning. So
Wow.
yeah, that
That's
was pretty
crazy.
interesting. But we get them almost like every year or every other year. So
Yeah.
you know, just as long as you're not on the road, and it's not like Oklahoma where at least yet we haven't really got like that EF5, like Reno, where it just destroys everything.
Yeah.
Tornadoes, they're on a scale of like 1 through 5.
Yeah.
EF1, EF2, EF3, EF4, EF5.
And so it just gets worse as the EFs. It's kind of like earthquakes, where it's like the magnitude is, the higher the magnitude, the worse it is.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the EF they rate that by damage level. But yeah, man, a lot of interesting stuff going on, man. Did you hear about the this company? They're supposedly manufacturing like these artificial wombs and growing babies in it.
Like I didn't hear about it. I didn't hear about it, but it reminds me of the Matrix.
Yeah,
exactly. That's crazy,
man. It's just amazing how quickly technology is evolving.
It's too fast, almost. It's like every week, every month, something new is coming out.
Exactly. Like I didn't expect AI to be so advanced. Like, have you been following ChatGPT?
I keep seeing memes about it, but like, if you give it enough data, right, it can build like actual software, or how does that work?
Yeah, people have been giving it like data structures and algorithms questions, and it's been answering that. You know what I mean? It's like,
really.
I don't think it's like created like a whole piece of software, but it's more like isolated questions. But the fact that it can comprehend enough to solve that is
right. That's crazy,
man. Wow. Really in some interesting times. Let me play this. The company's name is Ectolife, the world's first artificial womb facility. Let's see.
Okay. I'm gonna chat. Joseph Walker, artificial wombs. Yeah, he says artificial wombs.
Yeah. All right. Can you see can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. People are using it to create malware and exploit vulnerability. Really? They're using it to create malware? Wow.
Oh wow, crazy.
And we can't even have nice things.
Introducing Ectolife, the world's first artificial womb facility, powered entirely by renewable energy. Ectolife allows infertile couples to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their own offspring.
It's a perfect
solution for women who had their uterus surgically removed due to cancer or other complications.
With
Ectolife, premature births and C-sections will be a thing of the past. Ectolife is designed to help countries that are suffering from severe population decline, including Japan, Bulgaria, South Korea, and many others.
The facility features
75 highly equipped labs.
Each state-of-the-art
lab can accommodate up to 400 growth pods or artificial wombs.
Every pod
is designed to replicate the exact conditions that exist inside the mother's uterus.
A single building can incubate up to 30,000
lab-grown babies per year.
Ectolife
allows your baby to develop in an infection-free environment.
The pods are made of
materials that prevent germs from sticking to their surfaces.
Every growth pod features sensors that can monitor your baby's vital signs,
including heartbeat, temperature, blood pressure, breathing rate, and oxygen saturation.
The artificial intelligence-based system also monitors the physical features of your baby and reports any potential genetic abnormalities. The pods are equipped with a screen that displays real-time data on the developmental progress of your baby. These data are sent directly to your phone, so you can track your baby's health from the comfort of your zone. The app also
The app
provides you with a
high-resolution live view of your
baby's
baby's development.
A special
A
section in
special
the
section
app
in the app allows you to watch a time-lapse of your baby's growth and share it directly with your loved ones.
Because babies can recognize language and learn new words while still in the womb, Ectolife growth pods feature internal speakers that play a wide range of words and music to your baby. Through the app, you can choose the playlist that your baby listens to. You can also directly sing to your baby and make them familiar with your voice before birth. Our goal is to
Our
provide
goal
you
is
with
to
an
provide you with an
intelligent
intelligent
offspring
offspring that truly reflects your smart choices.
Ectolife improves your bonding experience with your baby. Thanks to a 360-degree camera that's fitted inside your baby's growth pod, you can use your virtual reality headset to explore what it's like to be in your baby's place. See what they see
and hear what they hear.
Using a wireless haptic suit connected to your baby's growth pod, you will be able to sense their kicks in the womb and share this experience with your friends and family members. With Ectolife, your baby will receive the best nutrients that can support their growth. Each group of pods is connected to two central bioreactors. The first bioreactor contains nutrients and oxygen, which are supplied to your baby through an artificial umbilical cord. This bioreactor also contains a liquid solution that serves as the amniotic fluid that surrounds babies in the mother's uterus. It's rich of vital hormones, growth factors, and antibodies that sustain your baby's growth and development. Thanks to a system controlled by artificial intelligence, each baby receives custom nutrients tailored to their needs. The second bioreactor is designed to eliminate any waste products produced by the babies. The artificial umbilical cord helps the babies to release their waste products into the second bioreactor.
But yeah, it's pretty much like 4 more minutes of that. But,
that's crazy. That's already been made, or is that just a pitch?
I guess supposedly it's out there, but they got that CG thing, so I'm guessing it's
right.
I don't think it's complete.
People probably haven't. Either A, it's not complete, or B, people haven't like picked it up and actually ran with it. But hearing their pitch, they have a really strong pitch for people like people in Japan are having their birth rate is dropping. Brilliant. What could go wrong? Like we don't know what they actually have in that pod, right? Like what those babies are actually being fed. Like it could be one thing. With everything being controlled by AI, yeah, it's not I don't know. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like on the surface, it seems like great, but just looking at the video, it seems kind of creepy, like like a video game. Like
it's a great idea, but then you leave your baby's nutrition, nutrition and whole 9 months is basically living in that little pod.
And who's to say like they won't take the babies there and turn them into like not the commercial variant, but like government lab somewhere they're growing like super soldier babies or something, genetically modifying them.
Maybe.
Yeah, technology is crazy, man.
Yeah. I just wish let's focus on that's one space, but we have a lot of other things that we could be focusing on. I don't know. A lot of sicknesses out there that we could be working on.
It's kind of crazy, but we're just like literally living out all the technology we used to see in the movies in the past. Like, you remember you used to play video games and they used to have like humans in those like containers filled with fluid, like in a lab somewhere.
The government would never do that. I mean, why not?
VR headsets, AI, But it seems like in those games they all have like they end up with like a dark turn, like all of that's
Yeah.
used in a sinister way. So
Well, yeah, there's got to be a benefit to it, you know? Like, why not make people that are going to be mentally, I don't know, susceptible to be mentally, let's not get into conspiracy theory land, but you could definitely easily weaponize it, right? If you wanted to. I could see that happening.
yep.
It's scary because you're leaving you're leaving a child's growth to somebody else's hands. Like, yeah, it's your child, but I can't imagine. You know, I'm not a woman, you know, and I can't have children, but I can't imagine that bonding experience can easily be replaced by just having an incubator in a factory somewhere. Like you take
Yeah.
away the actual bonding experience of a mother and a child.
Yep. Like it's either 1984 or Brave New World. I feel like one of those books kind of like had a facility where they grew babies in these artificial wombs. And like you mentioned, I feel like especially if they start disconnecting the baby from like their parents, like you just grew up and you don't know who your parents are because you grew up in this artificial womb.
Yeah, the first thing you see is a glass surface of your incubator pod, and then a nurse with a hazmat suit picking you up or whatever. You know, it's not your mother holding you and cutting the cord. I wonder if it would feel like adopting someone's child than having your own. Yeah, right. Like, you don't see the baby being born. You cut out the whole. Okay, so you circumvent the entire birthing process, and I get it. Like, the point that they made earlier was like, okay, certain people that can't have children, right? The complications of having children, they can't have it or whatever. And in those cases, right, that makes sense. But then for people who can have kids but choose to go this route, that doesn't make sense to me, right? Unless your life is just so jam-packed that you just can't take the time for yourself. Because like in Japan, right? Take that work-life balance. I'm hearing that they work like crazy hours, that they don't have time to date or get married or have kids. Yeah.
That's probably why their birth rate is declining. Like, if that's your life, would you want to bring a kid into that world? Like, they're pretty much a work slave. Like, I think that they're trying to skirt around the actual problem. Like,
right.
People aren't having babies. Make the work-life balance better and
right.
Make life more pleasurable.
That's not bonding, though. Joseph says future generations are already being raised by technology these days. Parental bonding is being replaced by TikTok and influencer marketing. That's true, but like, that's not bonding, right? Like that kid is bonding with that content creator online or influencer or whatever. It's like actually bonding is taking a drive with your dad to go get watermelons, like on a hot summer day, playing catch or playing kickball and getting the ball hit in your face. Like, I'm never going to forget those memories because like they were a part of, of my life. But
you want to know something interesting? There's a bipartisan bill supposedly that they're going to ban TikTok.
They should.
They look at it as a government risk. Like,
it's not healthy.
Controlled by China. Yeah, and that too.
Yeah,
their version of TikTok is way different. Did you know that?
It's way different. That's what I hear. They control everything that goes on that app, like way stricter than what we have, and it's all like educational stuff, like science and math and education stuff. They don't get our fast food junk version of TikTok, and they know why.
Yeah.
Like I heard that, and I'm sure there's an article out there somewhere, but like TikTok people are developing ticks, and
Mm.
like they're developing not ticks, but something like that, where like they'll fake having these conditions on for TikTok likes and stuff like that, and they'll go like they'll fake it so much that eventually they get diagnosed with whatever symptom that they're emulating for in these videos. Precisely, wages have stagnated for decades, so that parental time is more challenging due to parents not being around. I believe 5 states have already banned it.
Mm.
How are states banning it?
I
Right, because it's on
know.
your phone.
I know Texas wanted to ban it from like government devices, which makes sense because it's a security risk. Like you can't use it on their phones or what. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right, I can see that.
And
But
I think that there was a proposal like if you want to get on it, you have to submit a photo. Like your ID and all of that stuff. You got to be over 18. It's like
Yeah.
the proposal.
They should do that with all social media, to be honest. They should do that
Like
with all social media. Like you have to submit your ID to use it.
I have to go the opposite way because I think the one thing I like about the internet is anonymity. Like
Right, but there you can't. How do I say this? When it comes to anonymity, right? Like in phone apps, facilities, and on the cloud. Phone apps, facilities. I just feel like we've gone to a point where social media has done more harm than good. That's what I'm trying to say. In certain cases, social media has done more harm than good, and it needs to stop before it gets even worse. Like I've seen videos where people will they'll walk up to people, they'll interview people on the street, and they'll be like, "How many moons does the Earth have?" And they'll say like ridiculous answers: 2, 4, none. And it's like, really, like you're a young kid and you don't know how many moons the Earth has. You don't know another country besides the U.S. When somebody asks you, name 4 countries or name 3 countries that aren't the U.S., you name Staten Island, the Bronx. You name cities you name boroughs or cities in the U.S. and it's like, what are we teaching our youth? Right?
Nothing really.
It's like you tell somebody name another planet besides Earth, and they can't. Name a Bible verse. You don't know a Bible verse. You don't know. Would you even know your own name if it wasn't texted to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, these social media apps is giving these people, like these kids, their thoughts in a lot of ways. Like, oh, do the punch yourself in the face challenge. Then you're gonna see 50 people the next day posting videos of themselves punching themselves in the face. It's like, how are people so easily manipulated?
The app has been banned from state devices, Nebraska, Alabama, and a few others. Yeah, I can see that happening. If TikTok is banned off of devices, I think, doesn't it get pulled from the app stores?
Yeah,
Right?
I think you can't download it on the app store. You probably have to, just jailbreak your phone.
Yeah. Like that's the only way you'd be able to use the app. Like it'll probably, maybe Apple will. I'm not sure how Apple does it with, like, let's say you have an app on your phone already, and then it gets banned from the App Store, and you still have that app on your phone. I don't know how that works, but I do know that like with an Android, you can install third-party apps on your phone if you choose to.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's gonna affect Gen Z.
I mean, if they really want to get rid of TikTok, create an alternative, because you try to ban stuff and people are going to find a way around it. Like create a TikTok alternative that's better. Like
do you think so? You know how much data goes through TikTok? Imagine how much data goes through TikTok daily. Somebody
that's
big
why
would
it's so
have to
dangerous.
come. Yeah, like somebody big would have to be backing that app, and it's not going to be Google, right? Like they've already got YouTube Shorts. They're still trying to push the YouTube Shorts.
And you know how it ties in is they say China's ahead of us with AI, so we're sending them all this data, and their AI is like analyzing all of our population.
Yeah, the model is just learning. People want attention. Sean Bullock says people want attention, and that happens through social media, credit. However toxic it may be, we're being conditioned to thinking that being viral will lead to eat money and fame. Yeah. It's the fast food generation, right? I'm guilty of it. I'll admit. I am throwing rocks at a glass house right now. Like I am guilty. Yeah. It's so easy to just go on. I don't have TikTok personally, but I have YouTube, and a lot of the content that is on YouTube are reposts of TikToks, and so I can just scroll. I mean, for hours. If I really just wanted to be lazy and just scroll, I could. But it's. I don't know. I think it's up to us personally to really just like to have that leash and know how to like say no.
Do you think the terminology they use in regards to a lot of this stuff is interesting, like going viral, like virus? Like there was a book like a while back. It's called let me see, Virus of the Mind: The New Science of the Meme. Like the way they're describing us communicating online is comparing us to like viruses, like viral communication.
Yeah.
And think about the terminology that the social media apps use, like followers and influencer. Like if you told your parents, hey, I'm a follower, they're gonna be like, no, you're a leader.
I follow this person. Yeah.
So like, I guess we're being trained into obedience. Like, be a follower. Do what this influencer said. Like, why? If we have a large population of people that watch us, we're influencers. Why can't we just be, people that have a show? Why are we influencers?
Right. I would say, well, because depending on your audience, right, and depending on what your niche is, right, you have a responsibility as a content creator to watch what you say and how you portray your content to your audience, because depending on what you say and how influential, right, there's that word again, how influential you are to your audience, they can easily be perceived as, or they can easily take the words that say, okay, if I say, yeah, totally, you could totally become a software engineer in 3 months. Just, buy these books, do the study for 8 hours a day, put all your money into this one thing, and then boom, you've got a job in 3 months. Like, I guarantee it, right? At that point, I'm selling somebody snake oil, right? Because I'm promising them the world in 3 months by following this program that, may or may not work. It may or may not cost $600 or $1,000 or whatever, right? And if enough people see that and they believe it, they fall for it. I've now influenced them to buy my program, right? Because they see me and they're like, oh, Terrence is a software engineer and he has a LinkedIn profile and he looks legitimate. Boom, let me buy his course. And then now you get into the whole, I just think people that create content should be wary of how much influence and power that they have when it comes to these platforms.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, the terminology being used leads me to think it's like a soft form of mind control, really. Like, okay, he's an influencer. Right. Elon Musk found that they're shadow banning people they were shadow banning people on Twitter who had like unpleasant opinions. So if the only influencers have these certain viewpoints, it's literally like you know, they call people thought leaders who, you know, have, you know, are influential. So to think about that, like, okay, there's a thought leader here, thought leader there. Like
Right.
they're like digital shepherds herding people mentally. Like, yeah, these are the opinions that you should have. This is what you should accept.
I think it depends on the person, though. I think
Mhm.
in our case, right? In our case, it's a little bit different. We didn't grow up with tablets in our faces and phones in our hands. Or at least, let me say this: at least the phones weren't supercomputers that could access the internet and the opinions of billions of people at the touch of an app. Right? They were the QWERTY keyboard where you had to press the button 3 times to get the letter that you wanted, and you had to wait after 7 p.m. to get free minutes and get free phone calls. Or you used a Boost mobile phone that had the walkie-talkie feature that you used to chirp your friends that also had the Boost mobile phone. Like, they were very dumb devices. They weren't super machines that could just eat up the internet at the drop of a hat. Or a rotary phone, you know, like, or a pay phone. Like, a phone was just a phone back then. Now it's at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're swiping and tapping away at this device, and it's exposing people to too much information at a young age. Like, if I wanted to learn something, I had to go to a library and get a library card and walk through the aisles and find a book and open the book and sit down and read it. Like, it's just, they're playing a different game.
Yeah, I mean, these phones are a mixture of, like, you know, productivity devices, but they're also monitoring devices, like data collection devices. And next, I think it's they're gonna give us the AI, like AI companions on all of our phones, and almost gonna be like, you know, leading us, like, oh, shouldn't you be doing such as, you know, like your little AI companion, Terrence, shouldn't you be working out today?
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Right. Yeah. Almost like iRobot. Have you seen iRobot?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Not to get into conspiracy theories territory, but it's like the point I was trying to make originally was that I think our generation is a little bit more, I don't want to say hesitant, but maybe aware that or maybe not aware. Aware isn't the word, because there are certain people who are susceptible to social media, just like the younger generation is. But we can sit down and have this conversation, right, and talk about the goods and the bads of social media and the social media platforms out there. But people who grow up with these platforms, like, it's all they know. Imagine going to school, right, in this day and age. I can't imagine that, having to always know about the latest trends, having to know about the latest Instagram posts or TikTok about from this creator and that creator. Like back in my day, right? It was just whatever the hottest song was, whatever the hottest dance was, whatever the hottest, clothes were. That was the it thing. Now it's you go to bed and you have to have seen somebody's video and this person's post, and it's too much. I can't imagine.
Yeah, we're almost like merging with technology. It's almost going to be to a point where, like, people can't do without it. Like, you know, they go crazy if they don't have their little technological device attached to them.
Yeah. Because who said this? I forget. I think I read it on Reddit somewhere, but they were saying how, like, punishing a kid by taking away their phone, it's like, if you take off TikTok, if you take off social media off a person's phone, they lose their being able to connect with their friends. Like, they lose that glue that binds friends together and friend groups.
It's crazy. Like, Joseph said, simple times now. It's all about fake validation and followers. It's really sad how the future generations are coming up. Technologically, we're all cyborgs now. Yeah, that's true.
Kinda, yeah.
you know, it's almost like you take their phone away and they're in prison, even though they could go outside, but there's nobody outside. Everybody's inside on those
Everybody's
devices.
inside. Yeah. Nobody's
So
outside. Everybody's inside.
it's like we're literally entering into another, like we're going into the metaverse, even though we don't want to. Like everybody's in the digital world.
Yeah. I would say it's best to buckle up and prepare for it. Don't skirt away from it, because it's hard to, I don't want to say it's impossible to sort of get rid of technology, but you can limit it to a degree, right? But it is everywhere, right? Like
Yeah.
smart TVs. Like once you introduce it into your home, it's there. Like I've joked about it, about getting like a smart vacuum, like a little Roomba or whatever. But I there's just certain things that I wouldn't get that are smart, like a smart trash can or a smart vacuum or whatever. Like, because I feel like those things are a part of my life that I take enjoyment in, like keeping up with my home and cleaning and doing little things. Like if I got a smart washing machine or whatever, like it's too much. I've already introduced it into my home. You know,
what do you need a washing machine to be smart for? Like,
Right.
what does it have, like a TV screen?
right.
I
Every time I
think it's dangerous for all our devices to be connected to the internet too. Everything's on the Internet of Things. Like I thought about this concept. Imagine, okay, we release this super powerful AI onto the internet,
Yeah.
and it's malicious. Like it can literally control all of your smart devices. Like, say you are, it's cold, it's wintertime, and you know the AI wants to kill you. It just turns off your heater or something. You can't turn it back up. It's like a horror movie.
Yeah. I never thought about that. But yeah, you could take it there.
I mean, if you can control your device through the phone, why can't, you know, there's a back door
Why can't
for
somebody
something
else?
Yeah.
Why can't somebody else? Yeah. Every time I see kids playing outside, I smile, but I see it less and less. Yeah, that's true. People don't say hi to each other anymore either. Like,
You know, I've heard an interesting concept out here. There's a restaurant where they take your phone. It's a phone-free restaurant. After you eat, they give
that's
it back.
great. That's great. I mean, well, depending on the circumstances,
Mhm.
you know, if I'm meeting somebody there and I need to call them, it's kind of tough. But I guess I would just let them know ahead of time, like, hey, we're going here. It's a phone-free atmosphere. They take your phone. Even Elon Musk warns of this. Yeah.
He literally used the terms like letting, you know, like summoning the demon and referring to AI. So
it's bad stuff, man. It's bad
yeah,
stuff.
it's crazy, man. You know, and why are we creating our own like predator? Like we're creating an apex predator, like this AI, all this AI is going to be so smart, so powerful that you can't do anything to it.
I don't think it's intentional though. It's not like in that aspect. It's not like we're intentionally looking at this and be like, you know what? I'm tired of being on top. We need to create an apex predator to take us out, right? Or to challenge us, right? I would say the idea behind it of connecting people and sharing things is great. Look at again, take the idea of our TikTok versus the other TikTok, right? Same concept, two totally separate implementations. So that it's all about the intention. The intention has to be good, right? Just like that incubator video you showed earlier, right? It could be good. It could be good. We don't know yet. But if the intentions are malicious or anybody turns that intentions into something bad, one bad apple spoils the bunch.
Every time you introduce stuff like this, you have to think about the potential ramifications. Like, should I really be doing this? Elon Musk and Bill Gates, they've called for us to like a regulatory board over AI. You know, like these militaries, they're going to want to create more and more powerful AI to fight against the other side. But these AIs can be so powerful that they're no longer under our control and they go rogue.
Exactly. It'll be even harder. It'll be able to even hide its awareness from us. We'll definitely create our own mass extinction. Or maybe I watched too many. AI is
Yeah.
well intentioned until it falls into the hand of bad actors.
Like
Yeah.
once you release it on the internet, it can replicate itself. Like it's create copies of itself on all these different devices, like a virus. Like, how do you get rid of that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You play
I wouldn't
Metal
go
Gear
that far.
Solid 4, right?
I wouldn't go that far. I've still got my hope on like it's dumb enough to not go that far, but
It's like just
yeah.
the warnings I've seen from Elon and Bill, like the commercial variants that we see out right now is kind of limited, but the ones they got hidden in the back room somewhere, some lab, that's the
Right.
really dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I also seen a pretty interesting story. It's like scientists, they created they did something with like nuclear fusion where it produced more energy than it took to create that reaction. So I would love for that to create a future where energy is a lot cheaper and more readily available. But it always seems like no matter what, this stuff is like trickled out. So so we're always under control. You know what I mean?
I just yeah. Yeah, I don't know about AI. I just try to keep my, my React applications as dumb as possible, write my dumb components and and close my
Yeah.
laptop at the end of the day. Like that's what do?
Yeah.
You render data, that's it.
Right. I like technology, but I don't want like technology to overtake my life. You know what I mean? Like play some games, watch a few videos. I'm good. I don't need like AI telling me what to do, analyzing me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. We let a lot of things go that we wouldn't let go in real life. Like it's like cyber stalking. Like like somebody can pull up your files. Like these marketers, they got all your data.
Right.
They're essentially stalking you. Now imagine somebody in real life coming into your house, looking through your phone, looking through your documents. You'd be like, what are you doing? But
Right.
we kind of let that go, because it's digital. Like the digital stalking is
Mm-hmm.
something like we're kind of fine with. Like we give away the data.
Yeah. And that's how do you prevent giving away data though? The only way that I can see that is just not having a
Yep.
smartphone. That's the only way that I could see it. And then I can't see that being I can't see that being not possible, but more so like easy, right? Because everything is, do you want to sign up for your email? Like today, I bought, what did I buy today? I didn't buy anything today. Yesterday, I went to the mall and I bought some clothes, and they were like, "Oh, do you want to sign up with your email to get rewards or whatever?" It's like okay, well, Champions gets my email. Now I'm a part of their newsletter list, right? Now, and also the debit card. My bank now knows that I like to shop here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my phone also knows that I like to go to this mall because based on the number of times I've gone to said mall in the past number of years, and based on my location and everything else, it's like all the data that I'm giving this app or these devices, and either intentionally or unintentionally, is used ultimately to market, whether it be to myself or for them to understand, oh, a male in his 30s, African American male in his 30s, likes to shop here X% of the time, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just they can figure out so much about you just based on enough data and enough guessing. The probability just it gets higher and higher the more you search, the more you buy, the more you text, the more
predict what you do.
You speak. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to live life without Google. Exactly. Like if I didn't have Google, I'd probably just have to I'd be in a library. I'd be in a library just reading, trying to figure out stuff, and taking the long way to figure it out. Would I know a lot? Sure. Would it be a lot faster to just Google it? Yeah. Definitely.
I think the internet kind of cheapens the experience. Like imagine like if you couldn't see another part of the world without actually visiting it. You know what I mean? Like the fact that going to Saudi, you could just pull up a YouTube video and see the architecture of Saudi Arabia. Imagine if you only see pictures of it, but if you actually want to see that, you have to go over there.
Yeah.
And one thing the internet does is makes everybody kind of homogenous. Like, a lot of regional differences are disappearing because everybody's taking styles from each other online, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't see that as a bad thing. You definitely expose yourself to other cultures.
Like think about rap. Like back in the day, East Coast rap was completely different from down south. Now it's all like this drill variant. Like you can't even tell where these people are from. Like they all got like dreads, all have doing a little drill thing. Like this guy's from New York, but he sounds like he's from Chicago.
Yeah.
I kind of like the distinction. Like each side has their own like unique flavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. East Coast rap versus West Coast rap, or yeah.
Well, y'all got a interesting proposition. Joseph, do you think you ever would want to call in or jump on the show? Like we're thinking about adding like a call-in line as well.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun, like having guests actually just being able to dial in
or leave messages. I need to look that up because there's a podcast that I watch and they have like this. You can call in, but you leave a message. It's not like you call in and you talk to us. It's more like they would call in, leave a message, and then we would play those messages back on the podcast.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, like a voicemail almost.
People can ask questions, then we can answer them. I think that'd be cool.
Do you know of any like voice software where people can call in? I think you showed me one time.
I'd have to look it up. I want to say yes, but I'd have to look it up just to be sure.
Okay.
We'd have to set it up and everything else.
Yeah. I can look into that because I think that'll make it a lot more interactive.
Yeah. Next year, definitely gonna level it up, get a little bit more interactive. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think it's a good note to end this one on. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.